Today we're going to start a new chapter, and this chapter is all about parallel, perpendicular, and skew lines and the angles that these lines make. So the first word here is perpendicular lines, and these are just two lines that intersect at right angles, which we know is 90 degrees. So if I wanted to show you that on a picture, I would just show you the little right angle box, and we know that that box means 90 degrees. The next word is parallel lines, and these are two lines on the same plane that do not intersect. In other words, they go the same direction, kind of like railroad ties. And on a picture, I would just show you two arrowheads. The next word is skew lines. So skew lines are two lines that are not on the same plane and do not intersect. So these lines don't go in the same direction, but they still don't intersect. So in that picture, I can see that I have a line going side to side here in the back, and then one up front that goes up and down. And that dotted line just means it goes through the plane. So on the test, one of the questions is going to say, how are parallel lines and skew lines alike? Well, they're alike because they don't touch. How are they different? Well, parallel lines lie on the same plane, skew lines don't. Or you could say parallel lines go the same direction and skew lines don't. Both of those answers would work. The last word here is parallel planes, and these are just two planes that do not intersect, kind of like the floor and the ceiling. So on our exercises, the first exercise says shade one set of parallel planes. So like I could choose the top and the bottom, kind of like the floor and the ceiling. Or I could do the left and right, or I could do the front and the back. Trace one set of parallel lines with a solid line. So I could choose this line in the back, and I could choose this line up front. So those would be my parallel lines. And then it says choose two lines that are skew lines and do those with a dashed line. So let's say I could do this front line up here with a dashed line. And then I could do this back corner, and those would be skew lines. One's in the front and one's in the back, but they don't go the same direction. So for exercises 4 through 7, it says that we're going to find these parallel skew lines in the parallel planes. So the first one says, what is parallel to RS? So I look for RS, so here is RS. RS goes left and right, so I need all the lines that go left and right. For instance, TU goes left and right, so that one's this one. NO goes left and right. And PQ goes left and right. So all of those lines go left and right. Okay, so the next word is, or the next question asks us for skew lines to QU. So here is QU. So we want lines skew to QU. So QU goes up and down, so I can't choose any line that goes up and down, and I can't choose any line that hits QU. So I could choose NO, that one goes left and right. I could choose RS, that one goes left and right. Or I could choose RT, that one goes front to back. Or I could choose NP, again, that one goes front to back. All right, the next one says, what plane is parallel to NRTP? NRTP, so that's this side. What plane is parallel to the left side? Well, it's going to be the right side. So that's going to be QOSU. QOSU. And when we name a plane, we just don't put any commas there. And the last question here asks us for lines parallel to OQ. So here is OQ. It goes front to back. So we need all the lines that go front to back. So we've got PN, and we've got RT, and we've got US. So all of those lines would be parallel to OQ. All right, so we're going to do some true-false questions. So the first question says, what plane, or it says plane HIKJ, that's this bottom plane, is perpendicular, so perpendicular, this is the symbol for perpendicular, this upside down T, to IEGK, so this one. So are those perpendicular? Yes, they cross at a 90-degree angles, so we say that that is true. Okay, the next one says we're going to look at line DH, that's this line here, and line GK, that's this line right here. Are those parallel? Well, they're both going up and down, so yes, this is true. They both go up and down. And this is the symbol for parallel. It's the double bars. All right, number 10, HJ. So again, we're going to look at HJ. So HJ and HD are skew lines. Well, we said skew lines are lines that don't touch, and I can see that these are going to touch at H. So this is false, and our reason is they touch. So very straightforward, very easy. We just explained why they're not skew. Okay, and the last one talks about FG, so this line going side to side, and KI, this line down here. It says they're going to be parallel. Again, this double bar is parallel. Well, parallel means they're going the same direction. So FG is going left and right, but KI is going front to back. So that's a false. And these lines would be your skew lines. So one's going one direction, one's going a different direction. All right, the next section talks about the types of angles that we can see in these pictures. So the first one is corresponding, and when we're talking about corresponding angle, we're talking about angles in the same position. So if I think about this as two stop signs, so this would be like my first stop sign, and this is like my second stop sign. Corresponding angles are in the same position. For instance, angle 2 is in the upper left-hand corner, and angle 6 is in the upper left-hand corner. So we can see that both of these are in the upper left-hand corner, so those would be corresponding. So angle 2 and angle 6. All right, angle 1 and angle 5 are both in the upper right-hand corner. Angle 3 and 7 are in the lower left-hand corner. And then you've got angle 4 and 8, and those are in the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, and I abbreviate corresponding CORR. The next word is alternate interior, and we abbreviate that alt-int, so ALTINT. And these are angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal, but inside the lines. That's why we call it interior. So they're inside the lines, so they're going to be in this section, inside the lines on opposite sides. So like angle 3 and angle 5, or angle 4 and angle 6. Okay, the next word is alternate exterior, and that abbreviation is alt-ext, ALTEXT. And these are angles that lie outside the lines this time, so up here or down here, on opposite sides of the transversal. So again, I choose one from the top stop sign, one from the bottom stop sign, so we have angle 2 and angle 8, or we have 1 and 7. Okay, the last set of angles are same side interior, and unfortunately we don't have a great abbreviation for that one. It's just same side. All right, so these are angles that lie inside the lines. They're alternate interior, but on the same side. So like angle 3 and angle 6, or 4 and 5. All right, so the next section, this part is just going to make us try to name these different angles. So corresponding angles, again, those are in the same position. So like upper left. So those are going to be angle 1 and angle 5. Then we've got angle 2 and angle 6. Those are your upper right-hand corners. And then we've got angles 4 and 7. Those are in your bottom left-hand corner. And the last set would be your 3 and 5, so your bottom right-hand corner. All right, now we've got alternate interior, so that's inside the lines. So it's going to be inside the lines on opposite sides. So like angle 4 and angle 6, or 3 and 5. Notice I put the angle mark in front of every single number. All right, the next one talks about same side interior. So again, we're inside, but now we're on the same side. So angle 4 and angle 5. Or the other side, angle 3 and angle 6. Okay, and the very last one here is going to be your alternate exterior. So these are outside the lines. So we've got 1 and 8. And then we've got 2 and 7. So those are outside the lines on opposite sides of the transversal. So I think that pretty much sums up the lesson, and all you have is a Google form to complete for homework. And I hope you guys have a great day.